Good evening and welcome to the Township meeting of the Board of Trustees for Thursday, October 20th. We're going to start with the call to order, and we will not next do the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and Lorraine, would you call roll?
Trustee Riccobati?
Here.
Trustee Ferguson? Here. Trustee Stoll? Here. Trustee Okram?
Here.
Supervisor Colton?
Here, we have a quorum. Next up is our public comment. Residents may speak on township issues in general. Just a reminder, residents will have an opportunity to speak during public comment. Comments are directed to the supervisor. We ask that comments be kept to 3 minutes and address Downers Grove Township issues. Any questions or comments can be emailed to supervisor@dgtownship.com. We'll read them into the public comments. Please refrain from profanity and personal attacks directed at people, and please be respectful of all residents. We remind you the public comments are not a Q&A session. Thank you very much. And do we have any comments from anybody? Okay. We do have two that were emailed in to me, so I will start off. First one says, hello. In 2018, then Republican Governor Bruce Rauner signed an executive order abolishing nepotism in state government hiring. I urge the Downers Grove Township Board to adopt a similar policy. Also, many of the people who benefit from the township services are elderly, and it's difficult for them to attend meetings sometimes. For transparency and in consideration of those who use the services, I believe the township should go back to offering Zoom meetings as the township. That is number one. And number two, dear Mr. Coltrap, I want to publicly thank Sheila for her assistance with my LIHEAP application. Sheila called me back the same day, answered my questions, and scheduled my appointment. Sheila even stayed late on a Friday, so I didn't have to take a day off of work. She also helped me submit additional documents. Sheila was friendly and professional. She was wonderful. So she was that one.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
So on the first letter that we receive every month about the Zoom the Zoom requirements because seniors can't make it and people don't attend our meetings, we hear the same question every month. Before I was on the board and before there was COVID, on average, how many people attended our meetings? Okay, so why don't we just do away with this letter? Or take...
We have to respect the process.
Okay, I respect the process, and I have no problem with her, I have no problem with the process. But if we took a vote on whether or not we should put these meetings on Zoom, would that not negate some of this? I mean, if there's never been any attendance in the audience greater than there is now, what are we arguing about? If there used to be before COVID 10 people in the audience, then I agree. She's got a valid point. And I totally agree with the process because I never want to stifle anybody from any kind of question, ever. Because I hate that when I'm on the other side. But if it's always been 1 or 2 people before COVID and 10 years ago, and it's 1 or 2 people now, what are we doing here? Are we making a show? Is this grandstanding? Because I want my name in the minutes? What is this?
I wouldn't presume.
And I will say one thing. We do have the meetings online by Tuesday.
But the letter wants them, request that we want them on Zoom.
Correct.
To watch it live.
To watch it live because people aren't attending because of COVID. So, I'm just saying.
I would like to be able to tell you that you don't have to read these out loud every time because they become redundant. As you said.
No, she submits a new she copy and paste her email every month.
But I haven't planned yet. I guess I could always work harder at it. And I'm sure this is not an uncommon thing in other villages and government bodies.
I assume
So
the
this
same-
this is the easiest thing to do. I could try to find out if it's another solution, like we could post it perhaps and mention it to the board that our monthly letter from X is
I
available.
just don't think a lot of, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I don't think a lot of boards probably get copy and pasted emails every single month about the same exact issue. Or what they perceive to be an issue, which is
I know what, I
different.
could probably do better and find some answer here, but I have not got one on my handy.
I'm just looking at it objectively, because I don't care who the questioner is, if it's my sister or someone I know or someone I don't know. If there used to be heavily attended meetings, then the question is valid. If
No,
there's never,
there has been meetings with 30 and 40 and 50 people.
When there's specific,
There is.
When there's a problem.
Local
Specific
interest
issues with that.
issues, sure.
Yeah.
Very strong debate, public comment, 20, 30 people talking, absolutely.
yeah.
This is now, this is a brand new thing, I think, and been developed only from the Zoom meeting issue.
The Zoom only developed, because of COVID.
Correct.
yeah, but public bodies aren't holding their meetings on Zoom.
Well, I mean, you could think of it this way too. I mean, Zoom, we do not have Zoom meetings anymore.
Right.
But in court, they now do both. They have Zoom attendance and public attendance.
So now let's flip this over, let's keep an open mind and flip it around. Do we have the equipment to do Zoom meetings at no cost? Well, I'm asking somebody. Do we have the equipment to do Zoom meetings at no cost to the taxpayer?
I would say yes, because we did Zoom meetings before.
Yeah,
Well, we
it's
were
just-
all remote. Like we were
No,
all.
I went and sat in one where I was on the board, but I was in attendance, it was a February meeting. I remember.
Right, so there were some
Supervisor
people.
Coleman was there, people running meetings,
I actually don't remember, so I shouldn't speak.
I remember being on Zoom when we were all at home. I don't remember being at a Zoom meeting in person. If we can really easily do these meetings on Zoom without added taxpayer costs, again, with no respect to the letter, maybe that's something we could do. But I don't know that anybody's going to watch it.
Well, they can watch it. The thing is, they have the option to watch it on
Right.
Tuesday following
I
meeting.
think the question that the person getting at is, by doing it on Zoom, that someone from home could address us in real time. It's what they're trying to, it's not that they don't feel they have access to the meeting, it's that they want to have their public comment in real time.
Well, they do have their public comment.
No, I think they just want to get out there. I mean, that, I guess I'm being presumptuous, but I don't know what else a Zoom meeting would achieve.
Well, I'll bring it up next month. I just wanted to throw that
I
out.
think the other question that we were getting at is that allowing us to just copy and paste the same thing? Repetitively, month after month, year after year, is that in violation of it?
I mean, it's.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I could do a deep dive into the law to find if I could see somebody else's. This, I'm not going to say it's abusing the system, but it seems like it is a little bit. Like we
Should
get the
like a
same
calendar
message
reminder
every
on the
time.
first of the month.
Of course, it's working, isn't it?
We're looking for an answer.
You're not having a dialogue about it. So there would be a counter argument to the fact that it's not effective.
Oh, I didn't say it's not effective. I'm just thinking it's wasting our time. Because now here we are, and I don't know. I mean, we'll talk about it next month. I just wanted to throw it out there. Let's see. Carol?
Just a couple of comments on this discussion. I have missed more meetings of this board this year than probably total in the last, 12 years, however long I've been coming here, because I hurt myself, could not drive, and could not be here. If there had been a Zoom meeting, I would have attended it. Yes, I'm crazy, I come to these meetings all the time. There have been many times when there have been many more people than just me attending these meetings, including lots of people that you know coming with issues regarding perhaps their homeowners association or the area of their properties. issues that they care about. And it's not, since we have the capability of Zoom now, why would it be so hard to facilitate participation of residents by providing that as an option so that they can stay in their home? I still know people coming down with COVID, and you probably do too. So people could stay in their home and still participate in their government. I don't think that's so much to ask. And the fact that you're getting the same letter over and over again just speaks to the fact that you're not addressing the concerns of the letter. There are two concerns of the letter, not just one.
Thank you. It'll be something we'll look into. So, next up is the motion to approve the minutes of the board meeting from September 15th, 2022 is presented. Do I have a motion?
Wait. Who did?
In a second.
For a second.
Any questions about the minutes? Lorraine, could you call roll, please?
Trustee Oka?
Yes.
Trustee Stoll?
Yes.
Trustee Ferguson?
I'll abstain. I've read the notes and they're fine, but I guess I could say yes. Right, Al?
You have the right to say
I'll
yes
just
based
abstain.
on what you understand about this
Yeah,
body.
I'll just abstain. Yeah.
Trustee Ricordati?
These are the minutes from August?
September.
September.
Yes, I have to abstain. I missed that meeting.
Okay. Supervisor Coltrane?
Yes. So it does pass. Next up is a motion to approve the trustee audit and approval of bills and claims as presented. Do I have a motion?
So,
And a second.
A second.
Any questions? Lorraine, would you take roll?
Trustee Ferguson?
aye.
Trustee Ricordati?
Aye.
Trustee Stoll?
Aye.
Trustee Oka?
Aye.
And Supervisor Coltrane?
Aye. Motion passes. Next up, we have a motion to approve the reappointment of Eric Vecchi, thank you, of Gulfville Hills Fire Protection District. You received something in your packet about him. He's been a member in the past, and this is just a reappointment for 3 years.
I'll make the motion to approve.
And second,
Second.
Lorraine, roll.
Trustee Ricordati?
Aye.
Trustee Ferguson?
Aye.
Trustee Stoll?
Aye.
Trustee Oka?
Aye.
Supervisor Coltrane?
Aye. And the motion passes. Next up is our annual financial report ending 2/28/22. Scott, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I hope everybody got a chance to have a copy of the report. In addition to the report, you should have got the required communication letter packet too. All members. It should go to all the trustees. As part of our audit, we're required to submit these letters too. So there is a couple new things in the report. It's formatted the same way. It's a modified accrual report, follows all GASB, current GASB standards, and we end up issuing an unmodified or clean opinion. As people like to say, there is some new wording in the opinion. There's a new paragraph on auditor's responsibilities that sort of spell out in greater detail what our responsibilities as auditors are related to the financial statement audit. That would be on page 1, top of page 2, and page 1, top of page 2. So that's one change that was new this year. There was also a governmental accounting standard that went into effect this past year related to fiduciary funds. Sort of changed the thinking of what is that actual fiduciary fund. In the past, we reported bond permits as a fiduciary that are held on behalf of the homeowners that are doing projects on incorporated areas. That was a fiduciary because of that change in technicality, the change in how they define fiduciary funds, those are now recorded as a sort of a liability in the road department now. The fiduciary fund is not reported. So that's a couple just technical changes. Go ahead.
How do we get to a liability?
Well, because the money is held, because the money, people pay money, permit fees in, and then you hold it, so you have, instead of the credit showing as a revenue, it shows as a liability, because potentially when the project gets complete and inspected, the money goes back. It's paid back. So instead of it coming in as a revenue and then going out as an expense,
I get it.
it just
I
comes
don't
as,
agree with it, but I get it.
it's, okay, that's,
I think it's better characterized as a trust fund, a fiduciary.
exactly, but yeah, and I agree.
It's not that
The way the
it
GASB board looked at it, and it's pretty technical on how they define it. Everybody knew that fiduciary gets money held on behalf of somebody else. Well, they went a step beyond and say who has control over how it is. But, you know, is there a separate board that controls it other than the governmental board? And it gets extremely technical and the minutia, but that's, if we try and follow the standards, because we have to follow the standards if you want an unmodified or clean opinion. If we don't, there'd be an exception. Right,
There's
so,
no footnotes in this one, then, right? No footnotes either, right?
no, well, we have the notes of the financial statements that are sitting there. There's no.
In your management letter, right?
No. Management letter, there's comment, I had no, there's really no specific issue except for the ongoing one based on, the size of the organization and the number of people that work in the office. The basis of internal controls is segregation of duties. So, and to have segregation of duties, obviously you need multiple peoples. So one person opens the mail, one person buys the money, one person brings up the bank, one person, on and on. In an operation of this size and scope, it's impractical for you really to hire that to get to that level. I can write you a management comment letter 10 pages long, but you're not going to implement it, because it's not cost effective. So really, in an operation like this, it's really incumbent on, to find where you can look at segregation with what you have, but it's really incumbent to look at the output, review the output, rather than rely on an error or something getting caught because a process goes through multiple people, and it should be caught by some person before it hits the financial statements. So that's really one of the counts and one of the things. So, and that entails it's, not just looking at the bank reconciliation every month. Once in a while, look at the actual bank statement. See if the cash is actually in there. You don't have to reperform stuff. Look at the payroll records. It's a small operation. You should be most of the people. See if there's any anomalies. If you just do a quick review. Common stuff like that, rather than having a really complex control structure with multiple people, multiple levels, and sign-offs and authority. Does that make sense? We also have submitted to the little annual financial report to the Illinois Comptroller's Office, do that electronically, there's a regulatory body, so they are satisfied. In addition to filling out that online, and it's available online, I believe I gave you a copy of two of those too. We also have to submit the actual PDF of the audit report to them, so that would satisfy their regulatory requirements.
And this is also on our website as well.
Yeah. And did I
It's
provide?
already been put on the website.
It's been filed, yes, and on the website.
It's on the website?
Yes.
Did I send you a clean electronic copy of the report?
Yes.
Okay, good. Fund balances remain strong, positive. I know I talked earlier when, performing the audit and stuff, we, had discussions on different ways to budget with the supervisor during the audit, different ways to budget, maybe some get stuff a little more broken out, different departments actually related to, I don't know, what were we talking about, cemetery, little stuff. And I know the fund balances still remain fairly strong. I'll also mention at this time, I've been doing this, and I talked to the supervisor Polchak about this too, when I met. This will be my Woodfleet's last year performing township audits for you guys. I've been working with different townships my whole career, but it's just my focus has changed a little bit. I was with a smaller firm up until about 2.5 years ago. A local firm with about 4 partners, 30 people or so, and now we sort of merged into a 300-partner firm of 3,000 people across the United States. It doesn't work I can't service you as I could in the past, and it just doesn't fit anymore. But it's not you guys or how you operate or anything else. It's really, and I've been here a long time, and so it might be good for a change and to move forward. I will be focusing pretty much exclusively on a separate type of governmental entity.
We're small potatoes.
No, it's not that, it's just, yeah, it's a different, I'm working in a different model right now. It's extremely difficult to get a little bit bureaucratic to get stuff done and push out the door. It just doesn't, as you can tell, it's like here in October when I used to be coming in June, right? And it's not really an option for me to tell you the truth.
Well, we should
It's
say
not.
thank you for
Yes, we
sticking your
appreciate
house.
all you've done. I sure appreciate over the last year and a half, the advice that you've been able to give me and go over stuff with me. Because learning this for the first time and going through, last year was my first budget, and, we're doing levy again next month. So that's the second time for me to do that. So there's always a lot of questions.
Yeah, and
I do appreciate everything that you.
Well, thank you, and I really do, really like, helping townships, governments out, and giving them advice, especially for people that appreciate it and want it. So it's sad for me to go, but it's not unique. I'm getting, the other two, your neighbors. I'm also Lyle, Naperville too. I've been for them pretty much all careers.
Do you have a last date per se, or?
No, this is just my last cycle, so I just wanted to give you enough time to get it going. And there's plenty of reputable firms around here that can step in and service it. Just
Actually, we had our supervisors luncheon on Tuesday, and Lyle, Naperville, and Bloomingdale are all in the same boat that we are. And York will be in a year. So
yeah, I'm under contract with York another year.
My son just passed his Series 7. Can you step in?
Yeah, I'm sure. No conflict there.
But and then actually, a quick story. Lyle was actually one of the clients that I went on was my first client I ever went out field work for. Like out in the field, do field work for was Lyle Township. And that was many moons ago. And so three different firms we went to play with.
Well,
So they do have a special place in my heart. I really enjoyed over my career working with you guys. I'm convinced.
I think we all echo Trustee Ferguson's sentiments. Thank you very much for all your services.
I definitely appreciate it.
I don't know how you do what you do.
okay. So any questions from anybody?
I've heard that before.
All right. Well, thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the meeting.
Yes.
reach out to me if you have any questions or comments.
We will do that.
Help moving forward.
Okay.
And I'll be very helpful with, getting the new guy, whoever you pick, will get all the information they need and transition them.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is the supervisor's report, just a few things, updates on different activities that are happening here. Today, this afternoon, we had the Senior Survival Series, which is friends from Township Seniors helps put on. The topic was dementia. We had 28 people at it, which is a normal amount for that, so, but it was well attended, and so that worked out. We also had, a couple weeks ago, the AARP Smart Driver class, and I did want to read a card that I got in the mail just this week. Dear Mr. Coltrap, I attended the AARP Safe Driving class on September 29th and 30th in your beautiful new facility. I was so impressed by its brightness, conveniences, ease of mobility, and personnel, and a definite plus for seniors. Karen was excellent, such a pleasant, informative, and helpful coordinator. She welcomed the group, made us aware of the building amenities, the program for the day, and provided us with the impressively comprehensive list of upcoming programs, and made available other handouts. The list of services provided by the township was so helpful. Throughout the two-day class, Karen was attentive to the needs, questions, assistance with computer glitches for the presentation. It was such a pleasure after the years of COVID disruption and confusion to experience such a well-run program. George Goodwin, the AARP presenter, commented that this had been the best of the various locations in which he teaches for AARP. Township is so fortunate to have a wonderful new facility in the area for seniors. We're especially fortunate to have someone like Karen at the helm of the area. The luncheon was especially nice touch, tasty, and much appreciated. Thank you very much. So, very happy with my, as you can tell, proud of my staff that I have, and I think they do a great job doing it. We also have game day, and of course it's not here right now, but I had kind of a cute little story. Robert Petranek, who is the chairman of the Friends for Township Senior, donated a ping pong table for game day. And this older gentleman and a buddy of his play every week. They come in, they're looking forward to it. I come over here every event just to say hi and all that. And he was kind of wandering around, his buddy wasn't with him. So I played ping pong with him for a little bit. I hate to say it, he did beat me.
No surprise there.
No surprise there, no. But it was an interesting conversation because he just over and over said how grateful he was that the township was doing this, that he played ping pong 50 years ago, and now, it's so great to be able to play again. He said, I think this really helps me with my balance, because I was having balance issues. He goes, and when you're looking at the ping pong ball and it goes like this, he goes, you really have to concentrate. And he goes, I'm a better driver now because of ping pong. I'm now able to concentrate better. So
It's also really good hand-eye.
it's hand-eye coordination, right? Right. And so it was fun. I have to say, I played for about 20 minutes and I was sweating. And those guys played for 2 hours. So
Sweating during ping pong. You need more cardio.
yeah, probably, but it was a lot of fun to play with him. So we had bingo last week. 18 people were here for that. Community dining.
It seems like they're picking up a bit of steam, so
It
I think
does.
those will continue to
Yes.
grow, because there's more community awareness.
Right. So I agree with that. We have had over 1,300 meals delivered to people in the last month, either through Meals on Wheels or community dining. We also had, this is interesting too, We had, at our other building, we waited on, we either had phone calls, people coming in, or appointments in the month of September for 486 people. I think that's actually low because I've been having everybody track, but it's kind of hard to, not sure everything gets marked down. But we are waiting on over 500 people. Plus, that does not include the programs that are going on in here. So we are really right now, and I do believe that you're right, things are picking up. And I think we're looking at 700 or 800 people that we're serving right now every month. So a lot has been going on with that. Tomorrow, Friends for Downers Grove Township Seniors is having their, not tomorrow, next Thursday, a week from today, they're having their annual fundraiser. If you can attend, it's great. They've helped us, all the tables that are in front of me, the chairs, they're the ones that bought them for us. They buy a lot of the materials that we use. So it's a great thing for us. So if anybody can make it, we would love to have you. It's next Thursday, and I think it's
5:30 to 7:30.
5:30 to 7:30. So if you can make it, that's great. With that, I have the Highway Commissioner report. Any questions for what I was
No, but
saying?
it's good to hear the good with the bad, right?
Right.
So I appreciate hearing the good and the appreciation for the work that's being done.
Yeah. We've, I have to say my team has done a remarkable job. Highway report. In the past month, the Highway Department has been working on the following projects. We finished working with our grade all operator for the year. We cleaned out the dead end of Stonewall Avenue north of 55th, re-ditched the ditches on the west and north side of the road, and installed a new French drain to ease stormwater runoff during heavy rains. Other ditches were cleaned in Liberty Park, the Gardens, and in Tri-State subdivision. Old culverts were replaced and ditches were re-ditched on Vine Street in Babson Park subdivision and on 58 in the Seacrest subdivision off of Clarendon Hills Road. Our tree crew is continuing brush pickup in the township. We are currently in section 4 and are a few days behind schedule due to other projects which required additional manpower to complete. We are currently patching our driveway and road culverts replaced this summer. All patching was put off to fall due to the asphalt strike and our difficulty in obtaining asphalt. We hope to finish these by the end of October. Our fuel tanks at the shop underwent their tank lining and test and passed with flying colors. The inspection is required every 5 years by the EPA and is monitored by the Illinois Fire Marshal's office. Tanks are pumped out and an internal inspection is performed and lining is evaluated. Our paving project wrapped up last week. We paved roads in the Emerald Ridge subdivision, Tri-State subdivision, Woodcrest Road off of Lamont Road, and 90th and 97th Street off of Madison Street. We also patched the roads in the Lake of the Woods subdivision, Clarendon Heights subdivision, and Pleasantdale subdivision. We had planned on moving more streets, but the state of the economy drove our prices up to the point where the bid opening at the lowest bid came in $87,000 over our engineer's estimate. We postponed the paving of Mallard Landing subdivision and cut back on paving in the Lake of the Woods to patching to give us the best possible.
This is the worst part.
Our first unofficial snowfall occurred last Friday when several people reported a small snow squall occurring on Lamont Road near Bluff Road. Whiteness stated that it was near a whiteout condition for several seconds. It should be noted that the township crews were not called out. That was
Several seconds.
Oh,
Whiteout conditions.
too early.
no. Whiteness, David. Whiteness.
So with that, I have
Witnesses.
no old business. Does anyone have any business?
Well, you missed this, you didn't say there was no assessment report.
There is no assessor's report. I did not have one. So old business or new business? Yeah. With that, I will take a motion to adjourn. So moved.
Second.
And I don't need a roll call on this, right? All in favor?
Aye.
And if the motion passes, our next regular Downers Grove Township Board meeting will be held on Thursday, November 17th at 7